YouTube, green loving mom. My garden has been a disaster this year, so I haven't really put out very many videos, any garden tours or anything, because it's just been embarrassing. But anyway, I thought I would show you around and at least let you see the disaster. I've been working a lot and got a lot of stuff going on, so I just really have not been able to put in the time that I have previously into it. But a lot of things, the plan was to plant things that will come back and produce, and and then there's not so much work later on if you put the initial investment in to begin with. But this grapevine is monstrous. We have trimmed and trimmed and trimmed, or rather I have, just to try to keep it in check. But it's going bye-bye this year because I don't know if you can see, it is completely saturated with grapes. Completely. Finally. But this is what's happening to all of them. Maybe it'll focus. Like here. They just shrivel up. They don't get ripe. They just shrivel up. And it's very discerning to have had a grapevine this long, and these little globes are still hard as a rock. They never even get to the purple stage. They just start immediately shriveling up. So it's going bye-bye. And I'm going to get something that hopefully will actually produce. Just got our general flowers this year. I didn't do neighborhood goofballs. I didn't do a whole lot of much of anything. He's happy about life, huh? I've got my little polyculture here. The squash vine borers took out my big, huge straight neck squash. I'm babying my zucchini, trying to get some production off of it. Got lots of cucumbers producing. I don't know how long that's going to be though, because it looks like we might be having some cucumber beetle problems. Just tucked a couple pepper plants in. One is a red bell. The other is a sweet banana, which is a blatant lie because those are not bananas. Okay. Anyway, and I planted corn in here. This is where the squash used to be. The corn just didn't... I had beans and everything else in here, hoping to replenish. Got to get in here and weed it. But they just... they didn't do very well. The Jerusalem artichokes, do not plant those someplace you want to plant other things, because it just takes over. Lesson learned there. So I just planted wildflowers all along the edge. I did get a very good deal of garlic out of this. Salvage this from a crack in my stones, hopefully. After we get the corn out of there, it'll produce. I've got an acorn squash growing in here that only has one acorn squash on it, but the squash vine borers have gotten it too. Got some potatoes in there I need to dig, purple potatoes. Hopefully they did better than the ones out back. All my strawberries, out front and out back, have gotten some type of blight on them. Not real sure. The one thing showing off this year is the wisteria. It's doing very well. Hopefully next year I'll get some blooms. The chrysanthemum is enormous as usual. Plan to tie that up because it's killing my hosta. Planted some I don't know how to say it. There you go. They're doing pretty good. The rose bush was thick and full and beautiful this spring. Completely lost all its leaves and died out, and I started feeding it coffee. And it's coming back. So I have to remember that. Lavender. Got some chocolate mint back there. Not real sure what these are, but I think they're just annuals. I have a light purple variety. Volunteer marigold. Nasturtiums. Somebody came by and chopped the head off of my sunflower one night. Joke's on them, it produced 3 more heads. Volunteer, I'd say this is a Sweet 100 cherry tomato. And I just went through and planted corn in just odd various places, and whatever came up, and this one is doing tons better than what's over here. You see the difference? Anywho, I got some purple cone flowers, echinacea over there. There's sunflower behind the cucumbers. Something is killing my raspberries. I have to cut them back. And I can't remember if this is a bell pepper or a jalapeno. That is a purple bell pepper. And I had peas growing up this, snow peas, and I ate on those all spring and early summer. And so I planted some pole beans. Hopefully I'll get a late crop off of that. But that is the sadness that is my garden this year. There's always next year. Got all kinds of squash off my plant before I had to, and I just went ahead and pulled it because I'm the only one that eats it. So there was no point in trying to save it. It had already produced more than I could eat. So, and my neighbors. But guys, I hope you're having better luck than I am. I thought I had avoided the blight, but my tomato plants out back are slowly all succumbing to it. It's just been a really crappy gardening year for me. Hopefully next year's better. Thanks for watching.